Hi guys and welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I want to show you all the new mounts that we will be able to get in the Midnight expansion. And as you will see, some of them are really amazing. So I did release another video a little bit earlier, but sadly this video was not complete. Since then, Blizzard released way more information regarding all the mounts that we will be able to get. And so now you have the normally complete list of all the mounts that will become available in Midnight. Okay, so let's start first with the Dragonhawk Mounts. And here we have the armored version, which I think looks really nice. I do love what they've done with this remastered model. I think it looks way better than what we have currently in game. And yeah, I just love the details on these different models. I think this is really good. So here we'll be able to get this mount in different colors. As you can see, we have the green version right here. We have the black version, which is very nice as well. We then have this really nice and bright red version, which I think is probably my favorite one. I think it just looks really good, especially you can really see the details on the feathers. And overall, I think this is a very nice red color for this mount. Then we also have this other one right here, which is a little bit more purple. And then we have the blue version. So all in all, I think these are really nice. We're probably going to be able to get these through the Blood Elves. So that's probably going to be something we'll be able to get pretty easily. But yeah, I think these are really nice models. After that, we have the new remastered Amani bear. So here, I think this is something that is pretty exciting because the original Amani war bear from the Burning Crusade has always been one of the most popular mounts in the game. And even though we got two other models since then, I still think it's nice to have a remastered version of these different Amani bears. And as you can see, we have quite a lot of these different versions that will become available in Midnight. This one looks very similar, I would say, to the one that players were originally able to get during the Burning Crusade. So maybe a few players are not going to be so happy about it. But I think, yes, other than that, it's nice to have all these different bears and especially to have all these other colors available. So I'm very excited with these new Amani bears. Then we have the new Amani Pangolins. So another model that I'm honestly really excited for because I think, this is one of the coolest models we've seen in all the different cinematics that Blizzard shared so far from Midnight. And so being able to actually get these with the armor on it, I think is pretty cool. And just to show you, that's basically what they will look like when you zoom on them. So what I love is, of course, the fact that you have the armor from the Amani, which is always pretty nice. But also just the shape and the model in itself. I think this is a really cool new model. One thing I hope though is that we will also be able to get some unarmored version, because while I do like the armor, I think the model of the pangolin in itself is really cool. And so it would be cool to just add something with maybe just a saddle or even nothing. That would be something pretty nice as well. Then we have these new Arcane Golems mounts. So these ones are really wild. They're super cool. So they're basically these new giant elemental mounts or golem mounts that we're going to be able to get. But they're just way cooler than what we got, for instance, in the War Within. So here you have this first color right here. Then you have, of course, the more voidish version. Then you have the green version. And then you also have the real voidish version, which actually has wings. So again, I think this is such an amazing mount. I'm personally super excited for this mount, and I think overall this is a really nice new model, even though it's not a completely new model because it's very similar to the different golems and mech suits that we already have in the game, but it is still a very nice new mount. So the Arcane Golems, really wonder how we will be able to get our hands on them, but yeah, I do love these mounts. Then we have the Blood Knight Chargers. So here, I mean, this is another really amazing mount. So basically, they did the same as they did with the WoW Season of Discovery Realms, where they add some new Scarlet Crusade mounts. But these ones are just way better. I have to say, I mean, this looks just so good. And also, I do love the effects on the mounts. But overall, this is just such an amazing model. I think these mounts are so good. And I'm sure many players are going to absolutely love getting these in Midnight. And especially these will be perfect with some of the new ensembles we're going to be able to get during this expansion. For instance, here I can just see myself riding this mount and also having this entire set right here. For those of you who are curious, this is some of the different items we will be able to get in Midnight. I covered all of them in another video, so I would encourage you to go watch it. And yeah, again, I think all these different Blood Elves aesthetics work super well. And so I'm happy that we're also going to be able to get the different horses that match a little bit these different sets. So then we have the Darkwell Phoenix. So here, this is a very interesting model. Basically, this is what it will look like. I do love the effect on the mount. It's very similar to what we're getting with the Mythic Manaforge Omega raid mounts. And overall, I think this is a very interesting concept. This basically light bird that is being corrupted by the void. So I think overall, this is a pretty cool mount. It's just like it looks very similar to some of the other mounts that we already have in the game. But as you can see, I mean, again, this is really, really cool. And again, you can see the corruption that is taking over this bird. So yeah, this is probably one of the mounts we will be able to get from the new raid. And it's probably going to be the mount that you can get as a rare drop from any difficulties, if I had to guess. Then after that, we have the other Dragonhawks. So here, it's basically almost the same, but they have like just a little bit different armors, I believe. So as you can see, this is this one. And then, yeah, that was basically like almost the same, I think, Dragonhawk. So nothing too crazy here. Again, like these are almost the same. So I'm just going to go pretty fast on these ones. Then after that, we have the giant eagles. So, I mean, this is really cool. This one especially is like an undead crow, as you can see. So this is like really interesting. And overall, I think it looks really cool. I'm personally a big fan of this mount. I especially love also the hood on the crow. I think it gives so much more, just personality to this mount. And so this is definitely a really cool one. Then we have also, so this is the mount when it will be flying. Then we also have the different Amani eagles. So these are all these different eagles right here. So again, as you can see, we have the different colors. And again, I think these different Amani mounts in general are super nice. So even though these are models we've already seen before, this is still a really nice reuse of these different models. Then we have the War Within Meta Expansion Achievement Mount, which is this one right here. This is the same model as the boss from the Liberation of Undermine raid. But this is honestly a really cool mount. I know some of you might not be really pleased because this is not a flying mount, but overall this is a really unique mount. So at least when you do this pretty difficult achievement, you will be able to get something pretty unique as well. So definitely a cool addition as well to your mount collection. Then we also have this new Grove Crawler. So I think these ones will be part of the Haranir and all this area. And I think these look super cool, especially I do believe these are completely new models. Even the skeleton is completely new, or at least I haven't seen anything like that before. So this is really insane. And basically the saddle will be right there. So you're just like sitting there. So yeah, these mounts are super interesting. It's basically almost like a snake, but like a floral snake. So I'm a big fan. First, you have this version here, then you have the blue version, and then you also have this purple version. I think these are the only ones. Then we have the different Haranir mounts. So these are these really cool cat mounts, and personally, I do think they look pretty nice, especially the tail is super long and it splits in two. And the colors also on these different mounts are usually really nice. So yeah, I think these are pretty interesting mounts. Not sure if they will be limited to the Arani or not. I'm pretty sure they won't. Probably one of them will be, but other than that, I think all the other ones will be linked to maybe one of the new faction in this zone. And yeah, overall, I think these are really cool. And this is also the other one that was already shared before. Then after that, we have, of course, all the new upgraded models of the Hawkstrider Mounts. So here, these are all really nice. If you are into these different mounts, then you're going to be really happy because some of them are awesome, especially here. Again, it's all about like the details on the armor and on the model of the mount in itself. I think it looks really good. Even though these are not my favorite mounts in the game in terms of the model, these are really good remastered version of these mounts. And so we have all these ones, and there's even more. As you can see, we have so many different colors for these different mounts right here. And I think then it's just a bunch of the same ones. Then we have the new Kaiju Bat Mounts. So these ones are also really interesting. They do remind me a little bit of some of the mounts from the War Within, but they just look way cooler in my opinion. I especially love the armor on it, I love the eyes, and yeah, overall I think this is a really good reuse again of the Bat model. And this is a pretty cool mount. Then we have also this 2-over version, and I think this one with the red wings is pretty nice as well. And then we also have the Kaiju Bat Void. So this is the same mount, but this is the Bat version. This one, I'm not sure where it will be from. Maybe from the raid. I don't know, because it seems like something very, very cool and very unique. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be something pretty hard to get. But, or at least I hope so, because this is such a nice mount that at least it feels like very rewarding to get something like that in the game. And then we also have, of course, the Kaiju Gladiator Mounts. So again, these are pretty cool. I'm still a little bit confused on why we're getting another Proto Drake mount for the Glad Mounts, but still, this is still like pretty different than the ones we got, for instance, during BFA. And yeah, overall, I think these are pretty nice, especially, again, I love the face with the eyes and also the glowing effect a little bit on the scales. So this is the first version, and I think this is going to be for Season 1. Then we also have here the green version, which is very nice as well. Then we have this orange version. And finally, we have the purple version. I'm just a little bit surprised they didn't do like a bright red version. I think that could have been really, really nice. But yeah, still. And the only thing I do hope is that the effect that goes with these different mounts will be actually matching the color of the mounts, because here, as you can see, for instance, this stays like this with this orangey color, but I do hope it will, for instance, be purple for this one, maybe blue for this one. Yeah, I think that would be cool. The only thing, again, I have to say is that we have only 4 of these mounts. Probably they're not even going to use the 4 of them, and 2 of them are basically almost the same color a little bit, this blue-purple one and then this over like purple one. So I think they could have done maybe something with a more like reddish version that would have been cool. But still, these are definitely an improvement compared to the ones from the War Within. Then we have all the different mana Wyrms. So here you will be able to get some from the Prey system, this one and also the unarmored version. And then we also have these over ones right here, which are super cool. So here I'm just wondering how big these mounts will be. I hope they won't be too small, but at the same time, if they're small, that could be fun as well. And overall, yeah, I think these are really, really awesome models, and we've never had any mana Wyrm mounts in the game, so this is definitely a cool thing to have with Midnight. Then we have the Mythic X Eagle mounts. So these ones are the new KSM Master Mounts, apparently. And just to show you, that's what they will look like when you add them in the game. So again, you do have a lot of things happening. The effects on this mount is really cool. Also, let me just make it fly so you can see really all the details. So as you can see, that's what it will look like when it flies. It does look really awesome. I know some of you are a little bit confused with why this is the Keystone Master Achievement mount, but this is a really unique mount in my opinion. And I also love the fact that here you can see the inside of the mount. It's just this like orb. So I think overall this is a pretty cool and unique model. And so you will have this one, and then you will also have the white and blue version. So yeah, I'm personally a big fan of these different mounts, and I know some of you might not be, but personally I think these are pretty unique, and at least that's something cool to get through Mythic Plus. Then after that, we have the Rutaani birds. So these are these new, like a little bit weird birds with their long nose or mouth. So basically that's something you will also be able to get in the Haranir zone. And so we have a few of these different models right here. At least this is again like a brand new model, which is nice. Then we have the Sporebats. So here they're reusing the model of the different Dragonhawks, but making something really unique and cool. Especially I love the mushroom on these different mounts. I think these look really nice. And so for these ones, we'll have different colors. This one is, in my opinion, the best one. And then we also have the green one. And finally, this over version right here. So I'm personally a big fan of these different Sporebat Mounts as well. Then we have the different Stalker Mounts. So these ones are also very interesting. I'm not even sure like to what exactly they're linked to. Probably they're supposed to be like from the void. They are, again, I believe, a completely new skeleton. I don't think we have anything similar to that in the game, even not the Fell Stalker. And they do look really nice. So actually they are using the skeleton from the Haranir Mounts, so still something brand new. And personally, I'm an extremely big fan of these mounts. I think they look extremely badass, and I love these different models. So we have these different variants right here. And yeah, overall, I think all of them really look nice, but especially, I mean, look at the details, for instance, on the armor, on the mountain itself. I think this is a really good mount. And then we have the two vicious mounts right here. So as you can see, basically, this is these, not crocodilisk, or yeah, I believe like crocodilisk almost, or snap lizard. So yeah, if you're into PvP, you will be able to get these during the first season. Then you also have a few other mounts that did not appear in this list, but that are also data mined as part of Midnight and probably also part of the pre-patch. So first we have this other model of the mech suit, which is just another one of these, and I think it looks pretty okay. Then we also have this new dragon right here, which is similar to the mounts that we got during the pre-patch for the War Within. So I'm wondering if we will be able to get them during this pre-patch as well. Then we have a few of the new Master of the Turbulent Time Waves mount. So here the way it will work is you will be able to get basically a little item that you will be able to trade for one of these mounts. So I'm not sure if you will be able to gain more than one per Turbulent Time Waves event or not. But you have this one right here, which is definitely the coolest in my opinion. You then have this other one. They're basically all matching the different covenants from Shadowlands. This one is definitely the least interesting one. And then you also have the Corpse Fly right here. And I do like the wings on this mount. Then you have the new Shadowlands Time Walking mounts. So it is confirmed that we will be able to get Shadowlands Time Walking. First, we have this one right here. And then we have two of these different Fox mounts, which are pretty okay. Then we also have the return of the Brawlers Guild. So first we have this one that you will be able to buy at rank 4. And then this one that you will be able to buy at rank 8. So again, all these mounts are recolored and everything, but because they're just used for some of the reuse contents. Then we also have this new Karok mount right here. Then we'll also be able to get this model right here, I believe at some point. We also have this really cool glowing like Medusa right here, which I think is pretty nice as well. And this one, we don't know where it's from as well. Then we have this other Glowmite, which is just like one of these Glowmites. We already got some during the War Within, so nothing too exciting here. And we also have a recolored version of the Sky Razor mount from the War Within. This is the blue version, which looks pretty cool. And I think that's pretty much it in terms of these different mounts. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about all these different models and which one is your personal favorite. Personally, I think they really did a good job because there's a lot of new models, even new skeletons, but especially some of these mounts are really, really insane. So personally, I think they're better, for instance, than what we got in the War Within, and I'm really, really excited for all these different mounts. I will be back very soon with more guides and more videos, and in the meantime, I wish you all a great day. Bye!